Welcome in to Outkick the Show. Game of Thrones was spectacular tonight. Episode 3 for all of you who just finished watching. Holy cow, what an unbelievable end for Lady Tyrell. This is actually getting incredible, right? All of the movements, all of the directions that these episodes are going, the fact that everybody is trying to challenge whatever different angle they possibly can. Chess, not checkers, indeed. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal episode. We'll start in reverse. I am Clay Travis. This is Outkick the Show, presented by Oddshark. Go to Oddshark for all your gambling and informational related needs. Let's start at the end, because we finally get the revelation about who exactly was responsible for poisoning Joffrey. We thought it for a long time was Lady Tyrell. We knew in some way that she was likely involved because her daughter Marjorie was marrying Joffrey. And what an unbelievable scene that was, to finally get her coup de grace, so to speak. Unexpected attack on the Lannister army on Hogarden. Hogarden? Is it Hogarden? Well, sorry, Highgarden. Highgarden. Hogarden is the beer. This was Highgarden, where the Tyrells are. Unbelievable death scene mic drop from Grandma Tyrell. She said, and I quote, let me get it for you, "Tell Cersei I want her to know it was me." Woo! "I hate to die like your son," she also said. What an unbelievable ending there. Absolutely fantastic. Mic drop death scene, one of the all-time exits in the history of the show. Great lines. I mean, this was a phenomenal episode. I'm going to go back to the front of the episode, start of the episode, because there were so many incredible scenes in this episode. I mean, this was as good as a lot of movies are, to be honest, because there was so many people running around from one moment to the next. So many incredible events, so many incredible interactions. That was phenomenal. First of all, let's go back to the beginning. How about the fact that we finally have Jon Snow and Tyrion Jon Snow and Daenerys face to face after 6 seasons where they were not in the same presence, to end up in the same kingdom at the beginning of this. There were several amazing lines. Tyrion, when Jon Snow comes onto sand, says the bastard of Winterfell, and Snow responds, the dwarf of Casterly Rock. Does she miss me terribly? There's so many great lines. Does she miss me terribly? That was Tyrion asking about Sansa. And then Jon Snow asks how he ended up the hand of Daenerys Targaryen, and he says, to be honest, I was drunk for most of it. Pretty phenomenal. Pretty phenomenal setting in general. The dragon flying over, everybody diving in that situation. This is absolutely phenomenal. Come, their mother is waiting for you. And it was, and by the way, I'm going to have to block some people because I don't know what's going on there with the comments. But I'm going to dive in right now and see the comments. And if you're being a cunt in the comments in honor of Game of Thrones, Clay Kyle's going to end you right now, because I don't have any time for cunts in the comments. All right? So if you're a cunt in the comments, you're gone forever. Bang. All right? For those of you who are not familiar with the show, I will Ned Stark your ass if I actually take the time to look at the comments. If you want to comment in legitimate fashion on the show itself, you have all the reign in the world to comment on the show itself. But if you are a cunt, then you are going to die. All right? That's the rule of the show. All right? So that is the truth. If you guys see somebody that needs to be blocked, just put block in all caps, and I will notice who it is, and I will be taking people out in a heartbeat. All right? That is the truth. Melisandre says to Varys, I've done my part. I've brought ice and fire together. That was pretty outstanding. Melisandre to Varys. And then she says something that obviously seems to chill Varys completely. She says, I have to die in this strange country just like you. Wow. Incredible line there. And it's rare that anybody says anything that seems to make Varys like pause. It's like he already knows everything because of all the little sparrows that he's got. That was an incredible line. What it means exactly, I don't know. But Varys always knows an answer, always sees everything. And then to have her drop that line, there was so much going on in this episode. That was phenomenal. The acting was incredible. All of the interactions were fantastic. That was beautiful. Okay, then we get Davos. Like, Jon Snow doesn't even really want to talk, and he says, "This is Jon Snow. He's king of the North." That was a pretty badass intro. After all the stuff that they say about Daenerys, like Missing He says, like all these different ways that Daenerys is known. And then Davos just steps right up and says, "This is Jon Snow. He's king of the North. And your brother's son," like we say, probably also Rhaegar Targaryen's son. I assume, my lord, you're here to bend the knee. And then she asks for forgiveness. Don't judge a daughter by a father. Just fantastic interaction to finally have that happening. And then Tyrion, Daenerys, Jon Snow, they're all in the Dragonstone throne room. That's high-level stuff. I mean, just high-level writing, high-level acting. Phenomenal to have all three of those people for the first time. Really, probably, along with Cersei, probably the 5 most important characters right now in the show. I would say 3 of them are there in Dragonstone. Daenerys, Jon Snow, and Tyrion. And then I would say the other 2 most important characters right now are Jaime and Cersei right now. Those are the 5, like if you had to say the 5 most important people in Game of Thrones right now, and they all had monumental roles in this episode, okay? That was absolutely fantastic. And then we've got faith in, Daenerys gives this entire speech, and the point where she says all this stuff about bad stuff that's happened to her. I've been raped, I've been defiled, I've been sold like a broodmare. Do you know why I am still here? Faith in myself. Bang. That's an incredible line. That is phenomenal. I was born to rule the 7 kingdoms. You'll be ruling over a graveyard if we don't defeat the Night King. That's Jon Snow. So many incredible interactions. And then she goes on, and Davos steps in and says that he survived a knife to the heart. And immediately Jon Snow's like, "Hey, wait a minute. Don't say that. Don't say that, buddy. We don't need to let him know that I'm immortal, okay?" And he also has a great line, "It doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne." He asked if he's her prisoner. She says not yet. Theon gets pulled from the sea. We still don't know where our boy Gendry is. People thought that maybe Gendry would end up. We find out there's 2 or 3 ships that survived the battle with Euron Greyjoy. Theon is pulled from the sea. Euron returns to King's Landing with Yara and the Queen of Dorne and her daughter. And he rides a horse into the throne. And then he has one of the most unbelievable lines ever. He turns to Jaime and says, "Does she like it gentle or rough? The finger in the bum." Euron Greyjoy. Again, incredible lines. Incredible lines all around. Cersei taunts the Queen of Dorne with Oberyn's death. "She was mine, and you took her from me. Why did she do that?" And then I imagine she's your favorite, Cersei says of her daughter. Then she makes out with her daughter, just like the Queen did with the Myrcella, the daughter of Cersei. And she says, "You will be here to watch your daughter rot, and also make sure that the lights are burning." Then she goes straight from there into Jaime, drops down on her knees, sucks his dick, bangs him, and then the next morning someone knocks on the door. She's not afraid of who knows anymore. Cersei goes right to the door, opens it. Her brother's in bed with her. She says, "We're going to need some new sheets." That is like different level of owning a situation. She's not afraid of anybody now. The bankers show up. She says, "I need 2 weeks." And then we get a Tyrion Jon Snow scene. Jon Snow wants to be able to mine the dragon glass at Dragonstone. And he says of Daenerys, "She protects people from monsters just as you do." And then I love Tyrion goes and talks to Daenerys. I mean, there are so many amazing scenes and right, like I was scribbling throughout the whole episode. If you guys have favorite lines from this episode, tweet them to me at Clay Travis in the event that I might have missed them. Are you trying to present your own statements as ancient wisdom? Tyrion tries to quote himself, which is an amazing move. And the dragon glass is allowed. Then we get Sansa and Lord Baelish, which is another incredible interaction. They're only on the screen together for a couple of minutes and fight every battle, everywhere, always, is Baelish's advice. And then we get Bran back at Winterfell. Bran tells his daughter, tells Sansa that he's the three-eyed raven, that he can't take over as Lord of the North. She has no idea what he's talking about, but then Bran starts to tell her all about her wedding night, how beautiful she was. He knew exactly what happened to her, what the awful human being did to her, the Battle of the Bastards, the revelation there, and everything that was going on. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. And Ramsay Bolton, indeed. I was drunk for most of it. Was fantastic. Jorah is healed. Shakes his hands with Samwell. It was all good, perfect situations. All right, I'm gonna have to ruin somebody. You're dead. Everybody's been asking for that motherfucker to be dead, and I just killed him. I hope you guys all enjoy that disaster of his death. I might not see all the comments, but every now and then if you guys are telling me you need to get somebody, I'll kill him. I'll wipe him out for you. If there's a commenter you don't like, bang, motherfucker. He will die. Clay Kyle doesn't miss his man. It's almost always a man. Put him in a body bag. All right. Jorah is healed. The Maester says, good job. You should feel good. You saved a man's life, but now you got to go and rewrite all of the situations. And then, amazing line, Tyrion says, as a good friend of mine said, give me 10 good men and I'll impregnate the bitch. That was Bronn. We get a shot of Bronn riding alongside Jaime Lannister as we get the ultimate switch. Tyrion is getting outplayed here in the game of chess by his sister Cersei now. We already have Euron Greyjoy showing up and wiping out all of the fleet. Now we have Tyrion moving on Casterly Rock, but Casterly Rock has been pretty much abandoned by the Lannister army. And as a result, the Lannister army has moved on Highgarden, and we get where the ending of the situation happened. We get an ending of a situation where Lady Tyrell tells, finally, even though a lot of people had assumed it was true, and obviously she was working in concert with Lord Baelish, that she was responsible for all of the murder of Joffrey. We also now understand why Cersei said, give me 2 weeks, because she has gotten all the Tyrell gold. What do the Lannisters do? The Lannisters repay their debts. They kill Lady Tyrell. They take all of her money. They now have all of the money they need to prosecute the war and be able to handle everything in that situation. So, all of these things going on. Remarkable show. Absolutely remarkable show. So many different aspects of this show moving all around. I agree. Grandma Tyrell was awesome on this show. Always had incredible lines. She is now gone. I will now respond to your questions. Again, my name is Clay Travis. This is Outkick the Show. We do it every single Sunday as soon as Game of Thrones ends. And now, some of you, if I haven't hit things, then what is going to happen? The pace of the show was amazing. Finger in the bum, it's there. We haven't seen the Hound in a little while. We didn't know who it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Bronn arriving at Winterfell. Could have also been Arya. We're still not exactly sure whether Arya has changed the route that she was taking based on her interaction with her wolf, but that is all still to be determined. Do I think she'll let Jon leave? It's a good question. I think that Daenerys, when she finds out that she's been played and that now she has lost both the Greyjoys and the Tyrell armies effectively, that she is not going to have a idea what exactly is going to happen. Now, also love that Daenerys just wants to get on her dragon and go fly around till she finds Euron Greyjoy's fleet and wipe it out. They tell her that she can't do it because she could get hit by an arrow and all of those things. My theory for the season so far has been that Arya is going to somehow drive Cersei crazy and that Jaime's going to have to make a decision. What is he going to do with Cersei? I think Jaime is going to have to relive his past when he killed the Mad King. I think he's going to have to kill his own sister too, and that's what they're setting up to. Whether it happens at the end of season 6, I don't think so, probably. I think at the end of season 6, what we'll see is the White Walkers breaching the wall and making their way south. I think that's probably the way we'll finish. We're almost halfway through. Remember, it's only 7 episodes now in season 7, so we're almost halfway through season 7. I think that season 7 will end with Cersei still on the throne. No, this is not the last season. Aren't they going to call season 8? There's 7 episodes here, and then there's 6 episodes to finish. There is still a decent amount left here. We now have, what's the math on this? We now have 9 episodes, I believe, remaining. 10 episodes. 10 episodes remaining on this incredible show, on this wild ride that we have all been taking for the last 6 episodes, 6 seasons and change. 6 seasons and 3 episodes into season 7. All right. Who is the mole in Daenerys' camp? I don't know. That's a great question. Somebody has to be tipping off everybody about what's going on. I tend to think that it's Varys. I tend to think that Varys has sold out Daenerys, if I had to guess, and that when Melisandre tells him, you're going to die too, that he's learning what's going on with everything. That's the first time we've ever really seen him hear something and be given pause that something is going to happen. Tyrion's not working for Cersei. No, I don't think so. All right, what other questions? Other questions, just a phenomenal episode across the board. I think the best episode of season 7. Lannisters pay their debts, indeed. I think Littlefinger wants to sit on the Iron Throne. I think he's going to try to find Sansa as his route, and that I think is his play. Is for Jon Snow to somehow die. What I want to happen, and I feel like they're like holding this out on us for too long, is we still have they took us right to the edge of Bran going into the Rhaegar and Lyanna suite there when there's the killing going on, and we haven't yet gotten there yet, and obviously Bran knows what happened, right? He knows what happened in that suite. I feel like this is a little bit of inauthenticity from the show because it's been a lot of episodes since the last time we got to go into the Tower of Joy. And so that's what I want to see next come back. Why doesn't Jon want it to be known that he came back from the dead? I think he probably doesn't want them to know what is going to happen. I said this before. Instead of being brought back to life by the Red Mistress, by the Queen of the Fire there, Melisandre, I think, and I still believe this is going to happen, I think somebody's going to try to burn Jon at the stakes. This is my belief. I think somebody is going to try to burn Jon at the stakes. And when they try to burn Jon at the stakes, we're going to find out that he's actually a Targaryen because he's not going to burn in the fire. That's my prediction. All right? Because he is what unites fire and ice. He's half Stark and he's half Targaryen. My belief is that somebody's going to try to put him to death. Maybe Cersei's going to end up taking him prisoner, and she's going to want to kill him for a vision so everybody can see it. And she's going to put him on the fire, and they're going to put him on the fire, and then when they put him on the fire, he's not going to burn. And everybody's going to be like, holy fuck, this is unbelievable. And that's where Jon Snow is a symphony of fire and ice. He's half Stark, and he's half Targaryen. We know he can live in the snow, but we've never actually seen a situation like that. And that's going to be an ultimate mic drop moment. Now, maybe it'll happen with Daenerys. Maybe that's how she's going to find out that he's a Targaryen. Maybe Daenerys and Jon Snow are going to have a disagreement of some sort. She's going to feel like he lied to her. Maybe she's going to feel like he's the mole. Something's going to go on. Maybe Varys is going to try to set him up. And I think what's going to happen is that he's going to be there and he's going to be burned at the stake. And then instead, he's not going to burn. And we're going to realize that he's a Targaryen as well. Just like we found that out when Daenerys was tried to burn. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think that's the revelation. Maybe that's the way season 7 will end, is that we'll see in season 7 that he's not able to actually be burned, and that's the way the revelation happens, and he realizes then that he's actually a Targaryen. So that's my best guess. That is something to watch, something to pay attention to him. Maybe she turns a dragon on him. Who knows what might come into play? People saying he's been burned already. Not going to happen. Not worried about that. Jorah healed, big time deal. I've said before, I think the 3 dragons. I think Bran ultimately is going to get into the dragon. He's going to warg himself into the dragon and help to lead the fight against the White Walkers, in that their ability with the dragon glass and everything else to attack the White Walkers. I think Bran is going to warg himself into one of the dragons and take control of it and go head to head with the Night King. That would be pretty phenomenal, I think. Okay, I love all of you. You guys are fantastic. I'm going to go write my article now. I'd encourage you guys to all read it. It'll be up at Outkick.com. Go check it out. You guys are phenomenal. My name is Clay Travis. We'll be live tomorrow morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern on Fox Sports Radio, 250 plus stations nationwide, as well as Sirius XM channel 83. Kisses to all of you. Right now, I love you. Outkick the Show, presented by OddsShark, will be live tomorrow morning. DBAP, motherfuckers. Love you guys. See ya.